floor plan goes hand in glove with the dealer model of moving cars from the OEM or the brand. And unfortunately, these days, about 99% of our stuff comes from overseas through the dealerships into the hands of retail and business consumers. So floor plan is basically a financing mechanism that has been built to assist dealers to be able to leverage the assets in their building, in their business model very, very highly. What that means is floor plan provided by a financier to a dealer at very, very low rates, by the way, and I'll get to why that they're in very low rates a little lot further on. Basically means the dealer doesn't have to put any capital into new cars and relatively little capital into the used cars that the dealer stocks to sell to the retail public and to businesses. And so very, very highly geared situation with a dealership. But because the assets are considered so strong, so marketable and so secure, financiers are happy to fund a whole lot of it. And as I said, in the situation with new cars, 100% of the value or the wholesale value of those vehicles. So floor plan works in a limit and then the utilisation of those limits in conjunction with, we can call it the OEM or the original equipment manufacturer, or in our case in Australia, and we've got about probably 70-odd franchise brands in Australia, the OEM or the brand. So the OEM, to have a dealership, requires them to have guaranteed finance so that they can buy cars every day of the week. And the floor plan works such that a bailment agreement works between the dealer, the financier, and the supplier of the vehicles. And the financier effectively becomes the owner under the bailment operation of those cars. Those cars are stored and shown and displayed and sold by the dealer. And then every time the dealer sells a car, the dealer pays out the financier and then probably buys another car from the financier. From the OEM or the brand. And that is a perpetual situation. The reason floor plan exists, one of the reasons is the margins in cars are actually very, very slim. The average person on the street, when it comes to buying a car, has thoughts that there's 30 or 40 or 50% margins, like there are in a lot of consumer goods. The truth is the available margin for sale is somewhere between 10 and 15%, depending on the franchise. So it's not a lot of money. And so whilst people think there's thousands and thousands of dollars available to discount cars, firstly, that doesn't exist. Secondly, of course, the pure forces of supply and demand at the moment. In any case, it's a very, very high capital business. So for the dealer to put the dealer's capital in and make a return, 15, 20% or whatever you think, the dealer has to be very highly leveraged with the floor plan finance. So why would a financier give basically subsidised funding up to 100% to the dealers? A couple of reasons. Firstly, dealers in the main are very good at selling cars, and therefore those assets are replenished all the time, and the dealer is still paying some kind of interest rate on that floor plan. Secondly, there is a symbiotic relationship between wholesale finance or floor plan finance and retail finance, which is where the dealership either introduces or originates on behalf of that same financier or other financiers retail loans to customers.